Even I wouldn't believe this is real. A multiverse? I know. But the only thing I know is... It's just that I never believed they were real. I mean, at my age, I did believe in anything. Not anymore. But now that this is happening to me, I completely wet myself. My name is Lion, and this is my story. Creator's message. Before starting the visual novel, please read this carefully so you don't miss any of the special things hidden inside. I want to make this clear, you will not find any fandom-style content in this visual novel. Story follows a more canon approach with darker, more terrifying characters, imperfections, and realism. So you won't see pretty characters or fan art here. Okay, got it. Each character's personality is written to stay true to their canon portrayal. If you choose to continue with this visual novel, you do so at your own responsibility. To continue explaining the basics of the story, when you make a new action, you will not have a bar that shows a friendship meter. These arrows indicate whether you are on the right path or not. Okay? But if you make a bad interaction, you will see a red arrow, meaning your points have decreased. What happens if you collect a lot of blue points? Excellent question. Schizophrenia! Well, if you collect many blue points with a specific character, this will appear on your screen at some point. What? This will mean that a special scene has been unlocked because you have enough points to access it. Each character has their own special scene. The arrows will be displayed in the upper right corner. Unlocking scenes feature more detailed characters as a small reward for unlocking the scene, basically higher quality. And as a final note, my social media and messages will be open to the public. Where can you find my social media? It can be found in the game menu. Okay, contains mature content, not necessary for work. The characters are just ugly. You have been warned. Don't switch scenes too fast or you'll miss hidden arrows. What? Click slowly. Read the info in the main menu, get context. Okay, can I please play? Okay, thank you! What a shitty day. 30 degrees outside. Damn, it's hot. On top of that, the fan broke. No, a notification. I have a pathetic social life that the notification was from a game. Wait, my notebook. It's on the floor? That's weird. I remember putting it in a box I threw. Huh. Well, what memories? I'll read it. I cannot... when did I start writing in Spanish? I remember how much I researched from when I was 7 till now. It was risky to do that because I ended up researching things that I wasn't supposed to know. What a shame that I stopped researching. Talking to myself again when no one's around. My sanity is completely screwed. I feel like watching a movie. 3 weeks later. Yeah, I threw my notebook in the trash. Felt uneasy about it now. Why? I don't know. Why would you throw it? It's a good memento. I just got back from work. A long day. So many customers. Working face to face with the public. It's a thing. So many Karens. Oh well, I'm going to sleep now. Even if it's still too early for that, but my job is so exhausting. While I sleep, I'll explain my story. My parents are alive. I'm financially well off. Nothing bad really happened to me. I just suffered bullying at school. That's it. But my parents defended me. Now I just work during my university vacations to earn money for myself so I don't have to ask for anyone. I have good parents. They went on a trip to another city for 3 days to visit some distant cousins. And I like staying at home. And also because of my work. I discovered creepypastas at the age of 4 since my brother, who lives alone, showed me an eyeless jackass, and I was like, wow, made me curious. My brother showed me that world. Years later, I started researching creepypastas and proxies. But I stopped because I didn't want to get into dumb stuff. At 2 a.m., I woke up with a strong urge to go to the bathroom. So I got up and walked to the bathroom. In the hallway, I couldn't see a thing since it was so late at night. Damn bladder! Finally, I reached the bathroom. Damn. Plus, I haven't even changed the bathroom light bulb. Barely gives any light, and haven't even fixed that door. The floor? Why are you here? Who the hell? No way. Hoodie? I don't think so. Maybe I'm dreaming or hallucinating. What is he doing? Is he checking the medicine box? Yeah, medicine box where I keep a lot of pills for headaches, stomachaches, sleeping, etc. But back to the point, what is Hoodie doing here? And Masky? Hoodie's supposed to always be with Masky, or maybe that's just a myth. Shit, he's a killer! What am I thinking while looking at him? Okay, calm down. Back away slowly. Dang, who left the twigs on the floor? Latin floors? Oh, Latin American floors. My breathing grows frantic, like I just ran a marathon. Please don't turn around. Please don't turn. Hi. He grabbed my arms tightly, almost roughly, nearly lifting me off the ground. Stay quiet, or I'll hit you in the damn head. Okay, sure. He seemed confused when he saw I didn't resist, and relieved? Fine. He grabbed my wrist and walked out of the bathroom. I had no choice but to go, also I prefer not to struggle. Why? Because he's a trained proxy. Maybe. Good thing I didn't resist. He dragged me down the hallway while I tried to keep up with his pace. It was hard. He took one step, and I had to take 3. He seemed calm, yet alert. He held my wrist firmly, almost painfully. I had no idea where he was taking me. I was scared, very scared. My legs were shaking. My body was shivering constantly. And I was only in slippers and socks. How embarrassing! After a long while, almost 45 minutes of running non-stop, we reached a dark forest. And finally, Hoodie started walking. It was awkward, a fully hooded man holding the wrist of someone in pajamas. My legs were tired from so much running, but for now, walking was a relief. Wait, I have answers here! Wait, what do you mean you've got answers here? After years of research, it can be very interesting to have answers. What should I ask him? What the Hey! No! Where's Masky? Excuse me, what about your friend Masky? He turned to look at me. I know why you're asking, because you think I'm always with him like I'm his pet, following him around. He lets out a dry laugh. It's none of your business. Don't you think it's pretty perverted that a man over 1.9 meters tall, dragging someone who barely measures 1.6 and 165? On top of that, not giving me any explanation, while the man in question is completely hooded and has a gun in his pocket. I know you were smart, but not smart enough to make me feel like a pervert. He let out a long sigh. Why did I get... Hello? Fine. Masky is waiting for me in a part of the forest for me to arrive with you, to wait for Slenderman. How long till we get there? About 30 minutes. After a long while of walking, we arrived at a spot in the forest and waited. Now we wait. Stay quiet. Don't go too far back. There's a cliff behind you. And when I looked, there was clearly a cliff nearby. Oh. Don't you think this is a pretty dangerous place to wait? It's only dangerous if you walk towards the cliff. Now shush. We waited for a long while. I tried to make conversation, but my words got stuck in my throat. And his presence made me tense. Until finally... Hey, Masky! We're here! Oh! Masky was there. He seemed to be waiting without realizing we were about 5 meters away. Masky turned and looked at Hoodie and me. He approached us. He looked me up and down. Masky, as he approached, gave off the smell of cigarettes and men's cologne. Not only that, I thought he was thinner! Wait, I thought he was thicker! Although he doesn't look bad. What stupidity. Such a fragile person investigating us to hell, and having too much information to gossip where they shouldn't. You're scared to death right now. That's what happens when you meddle in shit that's not your business, you nosy little... Enough already. Stop wasting time. Where's Slenderman? Masky let out an annoyed sigh. I don't know. Don't feel his presence. He hasn't been here for hours. This is because the crazy idiot is roaming the forest. He trespassed on the property of... Wait, which crazy idiot? He stared at me. You have to stay quiet. Don't interrupt me. And to answer your stupid question, so you'll stay silent. The one we're talking about is Jeff. You should know him better than anyone. Otherwise, you're not only nosy, but also smart. Right? What? This Jeff is in the forest, in Slenderman's territory. That makes us tense. He's crazy, and he does it because he knows it annoys us. Enough talking. Let's take him to Slenderman. Masky approaches you. Toby, step back. Don't touch me, I can walk. I follow them. It was better to go along with it, knowing how explosive Masky is. Better not to set off the bomb. That's it. Stay quiet. Okay. The three of us started walking in silence. It was even more uncomfortable, and I felt more pressure than when I was just with Hoodie. Now that there were two, it makes me even more nervous. Since when was the forest this big? Well, anyway, what's the worst that could happen? You really want to ask this when you're, like, next to two legendary killers? A scream is heard. I turned to look in the direction of the scream. Do you think it was Toby? I don't know. Maybe. It's probably best if someone goes to check. Maybe it's that idiot getting into trouble. Yeah. Oh my god, do I want to stay with the edgelord or like the guy who's clearly too tired for this? Oh, desertions. I stay with Hoodie. It's better if I stay with Hoodie. I'm a lot more comfortable with him. Alright, I'll go check. See you later. Follow me. And Masky walked away. Hoodie and I walked for a long time in silence. Hoodie is usually very quiet, so I have to start the conversation if I want to get along better with him. Don't you get hot wearing those clothes on hot days? How long have you been friends with Masky? I've researched online that you're Masky's best friend. How long have you been friends? Since childhood? I think around 15 or 16 years old. I don't remember exactly. Wow. Wish I had friends like that, being together for so long. Well, I wish I had friends. He lets out a laugh. You making fun of me? How sad your life is. After a while, a very strong interference is heard. It makes even my head hurt. God! The hell is that? Hoodie seemed very calm. That almost always happens when someone is near me. Slenderman watches me more than the others. Doesn't it unsettle you? Nope. Doesn't that sound make your head hurt? Nope. And he keeps talking in such short words. Oh, I got a thing with him. What are you doing? To be honest, the minute I saw you, I thought you were going to annoy me. That would have been very irritating and slow. Well, you inspire me with those words, I say sarcastically. What the fuck? But you turned out to be very calm, even pleasant to be around. Are you saying you like my presence? I don't know. I just know that I feel comfortable. And I usually feel comfortable being alone, but with you, I feel the same calmness. Forget what I said. Alright, I'll forget it. And Masky's voice came through Hoodie's radio. What the fuck? Okay, so there seems to be a bug with the English version of the game, specifically with the translation. I looked back into it, and yeah, it seems it's because of a variable called player name, when it was never defined whatsoever in the script itself. This is just enough for the developer to like take a look into it. Hopefully they'll be able to fix it in a future update. But anyway, I stay with Masky. I don't know why I'd stay with Masky if he treated me badly from the start. Seems like the player is a masochist! Hoodie, don't you think it's better if you go check? You're stealthier, don't you think? You're right. Seems you're smart, just like Slenderman said. Fuck. Now I have to deal with this guy. We'll meet at the coordinates we wrote down, Hoodie. See ya. Alright, let's go. Walk. Where are we going? We're going to look for Slenderman. And if we're lucky, Jeff. Jeff? Do you hate him that much? I hate him because he always sabotages our missions. Between me, Hoodie, Toby, Cat Hunter, Kate, Graffiti, and all the others. Cat Hunter? Doesn't he live in Chile? You'd be surprised. Is everyone here in the forest? Fuck, you have so many questions. But I'm in a good mood. You're lucky. To answer your question, you'd be surprised how they arrive. We're proxies. There's not much mystery. Sometimes they come to visit. Sometimes they stay for a long time, and sometimes they don't. And the creepypastas? The creepypastas? You know, Ben Drown, Eyeless Jack, Laughing Jack, Jane the Killer, Nina the Killer, X-Virus, all those? Yeah, well, some live in the city hunting, others live in the forest or another forest. And since Slenderman lives in this forest, sometimes some creepypastas come here. Why are you so curious? Why not? If you're a fan of something, you obviously want to know everything. Enough talking. Walk. We kept walking through the dark forest until we reached a place that was honestly too eerie for me. But a crunch of bones or something like that was heard behind us. Mosky seemed to hear it too, since he stopped, but he looked more annoyed than scared or alert. When I turned around... Hi, Toby! There he was. Finally! Ticky Toby! Yeah, he looks creepier than I remember based on the drawings people make on the internet. Because the creator of this novel pretends very well that she made this novel without even knowing how to draw. Back to the topic. Why the fourth wall break? That's completely unnecessary at this point in time. Toby stared at us, but then he came closer. There you are. Were you the one who made the noise? The noise? I was to the south. I don't know what you're talking about. Because Hoodie went to look for you. I'm not a kid who needs a babysitter. Toby turns to look at me. Huh. Is this Lion? Yeah. Speaking of that, where's Slenderman? Haven't you seen him? I was looking for him too. Shit. Hi, Toby, I know how to make waffles. Good evening, Toby? Good evening. I thought you'd ask a weird question. Apparently I was wrong. Well, if Slenderman sent Hoodie to look for you, must be for a reason. Alright, I'm going for a smoke. Take a break after this long day. Whatever. And you? Who are you going with? Toby! 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 I'll go with Toby. Fine. Come on! God, I swear it's so buggy. I'll go with Masky. I'd rather go with Masky. Fine. I mean, whatever. Let's go. See you, Toby. And message me when you find Slenderman. Don't worry. I'll look for Slenderman. Toby walked away and disappeared into the forest. Masky walked off the other way. I followed him. Oh, sick! Got a scene with him. He started smoking in silence. I could see his face perfectly, though not completely since the mask covered part of it. How many packs do you even smoke a day? And aren't you smoking from the wrong side? What the fuck? Why are you smoking from the filter? Like, what the hell? Who does that? Do you even care? Yeah. Smoke about 8 to 10 a day. Been smoking since I was 21. Thanks. Thanks for what? For telling me this? It's because you're annoying. Is that your way of showing affection? Fine, you win. I told you because I like you. Happy? Very. He lets out a dry laugh. Masky checks the time. Shit, it's late. Couldn't even smoke 2 cigarettes. Hoodie's voice came through Masky's radio. Masky! Slenderman's at the mansion. I'm here too. I contacted him and he wants to see Lion. Alright, let's go to Slenderman's mansion. Arriving at Slenderman's mansion didn't look nice like in the Phantom stories. It looked more eerie. This looks immaculate. What are you talking about? Yeah, you know, we could use some TLC, but you know what? Like, whose house doesn't? Who Whose house doesn't need a little TLC? So elegant. When we reached the entrance, the door seemed to be open. When I went inside, I noticed the atmosphere inside the mansion was heavy and uncomfortable, as if you were being watched all the time. At the back of the mansion, there he was, Slenderman. You're kidding me, right? What? Hello? Anyway, that was Consequences. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. And I do hope the dev actually releases some patches to actually fix the translated version of this game. I have a feeling that Spanish-speaking players would not have too much of an issue, considering that's the original language of the game. However, I am curious to see what the developers' take on these characters would be like, because they did mention that they wanted to make it less like a fan servicey and more true to their canonical personalities. I'm curious to see how a terrifying fan-made creepypasta visual novel would be like. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion signing off. Ciao.